My dudes, I'm going to talk about Bill and Ted Face the Music, a film many years in the waiting for fans, and I've got a lot of thoughts and stuff I want to say about it. But before that, let me tell you who's involved. It was directed by Dean Parasot. It's going to be one of those, I'm sure. And once again written by Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon. It stars Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, of course, as well as Samara Weaving and Bridget Lundy Payne. And yeah, this was many years in the waiting for a lot of fans, myself included. I was very hyped for it, and that may have done it a disservice. I originally actually watched it and went, that was a film, for the most part. You know, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I was hoping to, and I think that was the hype train. But then the credits started, and then I realised exactly what this was. Because I think it was May, Alex Winter tweeted out, send us 30-second clips of yourself rocking out to imaginary Wild Stallions music, and just send it in to us. And those were included in the credits. And that was when I realised what this film was. This film is about exactly what it's about. Uniting the world in troubled times. Damn you, you did so well. Well done. The idea of uniting the world in troubled times could not be better timed. What is going on right now is just so intrinsic to the success of this film. And it's why I actually realised that I loved it. A lot of it felt like it's like, oh, you're taking this from Excellent Adventure, you're taking this from Bogus Journey, you're taking nothing from the live action series, thankfully, because we all pretend that doesn't exist, and probably nothing from the cartoon series, even though that was okay. But you're basically remixing the other two films with a few extra bits just to give it a cohesive thread. And that's what I first felt when I was watching it. I didn't really realise that that's what it was for. It was for now. The timing of it couldn't have been better. And the release of it just came at that perfect moment when the world was like, we need something to just help us get through this. We need something to unite us. We need something to bring us together. And I love it for that. It was amazing, and whilst, like I say, I'm not cycling back my original thoughts. It is a lot of remixing of the previous two films. But as fans of the franchise, isn't that really what we want? I think our rabidness, if that's a word, of trying to get another Bill and Ted film made them just go, well, we'll just do what we can. We're not sure we can make a full film with entirely new material in it, but we'll give the fans what they want, which is more time in this world. And that is, I think, exactly what we wanted and needed. In times of great upheaval and stress, even when there isn't a global thing to think about, just personal levels, we often go back to the things that made us feel safe when we were young, or made us feel wanted, made us feel appreciated, or just gave us a wonderful window to escape. There's a lot of us with certain conditions that means that we don't get to go out as much as we'd probably like to. Again, not taking the current climate into account. And escapism is a great thing for that too. And that's what this is for. It's to give you that sense of joy and remembering what life used to be like. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what Bill and Ted are experiencing themselves. These are people who were told that their music would change the world. It would become a utopia, and everything would be most excellent after they create a particular song. But for the intervening years between the last film and now, they still haven't made it. They're playing weddings, and let's not even talk about the whole Missy passing between different people, but they're playing weddings here with just some weird, progressive, experimental material with Tibetan throat singing in the mix. I mean, I've created some weird things and gone, no, that's never getting released, but I've never done anything to that level yet. But that's what it is for a lot of us. We had the dreams of something great when we were teenagers, like Bill and Ted were. We had these ideas, we had these dreams, we had these hopes, we had all these things that we were going to do. We were going to make the world a better place. We were going to impact it. We were going to stamp our names on everything we see. And now a lot of us are just working office jobs or bussing tables, or maybe something that, along the lines of what we wanted to do, but we certainly haven't changed the world in a massive way. And yes, there are going to be some out there who have followed their dreams and managed to do that, granted. But for the most part, the audience of Bill and Ted's first two adventures, if you will, are living just generally normal lives. And that's what Bill and Ted have had. They had a bit of success, granted, but They're mostly living just normal lives and existing, still without this amazing masterpiece. And throughout the film, we're shown their daughters, and wow. Samara Weaving as, you know, trying to be Alex Winter, I think they didn't go that route. I don't know why. They just kind of went, this is your own character. Be like that, but be really eloquent and intelligent. So be a bit kind of, you know, sort of have some elements of that in your character, but you are actually like super intelligent. It's really unsettling. But Bridget Lundy-Payne was basically doing a Keanu impersonation, and they did it so well. If you'd have kind of put, I don't know, like if I'd have been watching it without my glasses, or if I'd have like squinted, I could have believed that they'd have put a de-aged Keanu in, apart from their vocal tones, because that's clearly their own voice. It's not a Keanu voice at all. But it was so well done, and you immediately could tell that that's what they were going for. And that's beautiful. I love it. And I've loved this person since Atypical. Whilst there are a lot of problems that people have with that show, and I do agree with some of them, there's some parts of it that I do like, and they are definitely one of them. Definitely on my radar from that point, but as soon as I knew that they were in this, I was like, okay, let's see. And it was one of the highlights of the whole piece. Of course, we also had the Ed and Chris cameos as demons this time. But one of the greatest roles in this film, because I was like, wait, that is that person? Was the robot Dennis. The humour's still there. As being played by Anthony Carrigan, who many of you will probably know as Victor Zsasz in the TV series Gotham. And whilst you could tell he's got a lot of good comedic elements to him in that, I could not tell through all of the prosthetics and everything, which may be doing him a disservice, but he was so good in it, and it didn't matter that at the end I was like, wait, that was him? Okay. I loved it for that. But the fact that they, you know, redid the plot of the first one, they brought people through time to create a band instead of just a presentation, granted, but still, it's the plot of the first one. And then they went to hell and saw death, which is the plot of the second one. This is why I say it's a little bit of a retread. But they did put a story around it which at least made it a bit more palatable, and recast the wives yet again, although they did thank them in the credits, the previous actors. But it's at the end when you realise that Logan and Preston were destined to create the music. Never said Bill and Ted. It was Logan and Preston, although I think that is retconning to give them a way of highlighting the next generation. And if this is meant to like launch Bill and Ted Jr., if you will, I'm not all for that. I'd probably still watch them. It probably still would be entertaining, but it's not what I want this to be. I want this to be what it was, which is a way of going, look, the world's kind of messed up right now, but through music we can all come together, we can all enjoy ourselves, we can all make something, and that's brilliant. The world is stronger when we all pull together, and that's the message here. Whatever you've got going on in your life, whatever's, you know, sort of bringing you down, you just need people to help you out of that a lot of the time. And it doesn't have to be professionals, especially in this kind of time, because professionals have probably overworked enough as it is. Just bringing people together. So if you've got 5 minutes, well, longer than that because there's multiple videos, bit of a plug. He did appear on a Batman video and we talked about it a while back, but I just want to reiterate there is more now out there on the Herd Immunity channel, which will be linked below. So it's basically a project of bringing people together in music and a bit of fun, you know, whilst people have been cooped up. Whilst things have been relaxed, it's been a bit more difficult to arrange people. It's kind of like herding cats times 1,000. But it's a fun little project that, yes, I've been involved in, granted, so I'm a bit biased, but I like it. And there's some interesting cameos in some videos, let's just put it that way. So go and take a look at that when you get a moment. Also, go and support this film if you can, because definitely what's needed. It's like a balm or a salve for modern times. But yeah, Bill and Ted Face the Music is what it needed to be, and I'm all for that. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see what happens next week. I'm not sure yet. But until then, as always, take care. And be excellent to each other.